Green Team Media.
I have to say yes. I remember on the day while we were filming, John Landau and Jim Cameron were always talking about new applications, pushing the envelope, and 3D was something that was in their headspace, if not during, then just soon after. Whether it was going to be applied to this film or not, I can't quite recall, but nothing surprises me in terms of forward thinking coming out of Lightstorm, you know. I'm just thrilled. When I got the word, it felt like it was a bit of a surprise, but the coin dropped like, of course, you know, naturally was the reaction. Many. Among the most interesting, I mean, naturally there's, you know, the young girls and the different, you know, obviously different age demographics and whatnot, but the one that really stood out was were fathers, were blokes, dudes who were able to emote in front of their families or their lover in ways that they maybe not have been allowed to, or did not permit themselves to go to that space. And that was really significant. And I think there was a, you know, there was a unifying effect, a collective catharsis that occurred, which is why I think the cinematic experience is so important. Regardless of 2D or 3D, you know, that people continue to see films in the cinemas, because I think they'll begin to understand the collective consciousness and connectivity to a singular focus. It's that much more exciting and palpable. It is. It's a wonderfully crafted piece, you know, hinging on a few, obviously, key elements driving your plot. But 3D is often used as a smoke and mirrors device on fairly thin plot points, and often applied to action movies that have no place using it because it's too jarring. The cut pattern is too extreme, as opposed to a well-crafted, beautifully structured film with incredible depth and production value, framed, you know, for the large screen. It really enhances. So it's a perfect candidate for it, I think. So many. I mean, to pick one, it's like picking a child. You know, I you know, certainly love the climax. I've become a big fan of the prelude, of the preamble. You know, is very delicate. Obviously, the action and the you know, the thrilling climax is really quite wonderful. But I love knowing what's coming and then watching, you know, observing the hubris. You know, I think I really enjoy John Hyde's performance as Ismay, and kind of hang on, you know, his humor in the film is really quite pleasant. Well, it's a new audience as well. I mean, you're talking about, you know, generations who perhaps haven't experienced it, who get to do it all over again, or people who, I was just speaking to someone who was 7 when they first saw it and now had revisited it today, and their perspective had shifted and their loyalties kind of adjusted as a young woman's would, you know. And that was always fascinating. I think we're going to witness a response by the collective audience in the Twitterverse, which of course didn't really exist when this came out 15 years ago. All the social media spaces, I have a feeling, are going to be very preoccupied with a collective, a shared experience rather than a singular one. Here you have everyone talking about what they ate, what they did, and who cares. But now, for the most part, you'll have a lot of people, I think, sharing information that is shared.